welcome to another edition of In the Spotlight by Parking Network. Today we're joined once again by Sam from Adaptive Recognition. Adaptive Recognition has decades of experience in vehicle recognition, from image processing and ANPR to broader vehicle analysis. Today, we'll explore how the company delivers reliable vehicle data, supports partners in complex environments, and keeps its solutions evolving. Sam, it's great to have you back. I'm looking forward to hearing what's new at Adaptive Recognition.
The pleasure is always mine.
For the audience that may have heard of Adaptive Recognition but may not know the company in depth, could you please reintroduce the company in brief?
Here at Adaptive Recognition, our roots are really deep into image processing. And when we see the image of a vehicle, we get excited and we want to extract all the possible data from it and give it to you. And that has remained our core mission ever since. We want to provide reliable vehicle data to our partners. It all started with ANPR, license plate back in the 90s, and then as technology moved forward, we moved into make and model recognition, and then more recently we are into full vehicle analysis. And we started as a software company, but then we realized that to get the best results out of the images, we have to build our own hardware, because that hardware can provide optimized image for the kind of analysis that we want to do. And we're not, into the race for megapixels, unlike in the cell phone world or the photography world. We are into giving best quality images for vehicle recognition.
That shows how deeply adaptive recognition is connected to vehicle image processing and reliable data. Now, parking and access control have become more complex with connected platforms, integrations, and varied use cases. Where do you see the main complexity in the industry today?
Things are becoming interconnected. The industry is no longer separate aisles or islands, but there is a lot of integration happening. And our specific challenge is not so much to see the complexity of everything, but we have always remained focused on that mission, even amidst this complexity, to give reliable data, because that is the foundation of everything. That's why we have our own factory. And specific challenges are always dependent on location. In some places, it's the lack of front plates. You have to read from the back. In other places, it's the weather condition doesn't allow for perfect images all the time because they get mucky. Then people in certain cultures are more into tailgating than others. Then we have fraudulent plates where people want to trick the system with a printed image. Then there is the ever-present challenge of network issues. So we try to come up with creative ways and very smart ways to give best results despite these challenges.
You mentioned integration as one of the important developments in the industry, and I think that is a key point. While the market itself may be becoming more complex, adaptive recognition seems to focus on making things simpler for partners and customers. How do you approach that?
Yeah, we have many partners, and we want to aim at keeping their life really simple, to make integration simple. So we have a number of native integrations with third-party systems, as well as our API is readily available. We have plenty of sample codes, so when we have a new customer, we have an onboarding call, we roll out the red carpet, and we help them make sure that they have all the tools necessary to make that integration as seamless and as fast as possible.
That focus on making life easier for partners is interesting, especially in a market where there are quite a few ANPR providers. Would you say this ease of integration is one of the things that sets you apart?
Yeah, that is one of the things, but I could go on. The list goes on and on, because we have a dedicated team of over 100 people in research and development, and they work tirelessly to improve the experience, to improve accuracy, speed, to include new makes and models. Some of the vehicles that we see on the roads today, they didn't exist 5-10 years ago, and it's an ever evolving world. We give firmware releases on a regular basis, and we always try to make sure that you have a familiar camera with new added functionalities to enhance your system. So if you compare our cameras today to the cameras that we had 2 years ago, although it's the same hardware, but you are comparing apples to oranges. And also, we aim to make sure that you take the camera out of the box and you have it ready, up and running within 5 minutes. And then it doesn't take very long to fine tune them either. You can have them up and running in 5 minutes, and then in another 5 minutes, you can have it running perfectly and perfectly dialed in to your environment. And our development is always based on customer feedback and customer need. That's also very important. And basically, we joke that our strongest competitors are the cameras that we made 10 years ago, because those are so good in quality that they refuse to die.
That's a really compelling point, especially the idea that same hardware can continue to develop through updates and new functionality. Could you give us a few examples of the improvements or new functionalities that have been added to existing products over time?
For sure. So we have ANPR and make and model recognition on our cameras, but then people wanted to know which direction the vehicle was moving. So we have direction detection. People wanted to have cameras triggerless out of the box. Not everybody wants to pay a lot of money and go through the pain of putting induction loops. And then we can talk about reading on multiple lanes and the native integrations that we introduced. We had requests for tampering detection. If somebody covers the camera or pushes the camera, those are functions and features that we introduced recently. Also, as I mentioned, fraud detection. It's interesting because in some regions, people were trying to trick the cameras by showing them images of a license plate or printed images or a photograph they took of a vehicle. And now, more recently, we introduced something called fraud detection. So if somebody wants to trick the camera that way, we give a score. How likely is it that the camera is seeing a real vehicle with a real license plate? So these are all functions that we have been working on.
Those examples show quite well how much the technology can continue to evolve after installation. To close on the topic, as we continue to see more updates, more automation, and more connected solutions in parking, what does the future look like for ANPR and vehicle recognition? And how are you preparing for that next phase?
So moving forward, we continue to listen to our customers and their feedback, and we continue to focus on what is important to them and where the market is leading us, be it new functions in the same camera, be it new functions involving multiple cameras, tailgating detection, front and rear plate matching, be it real-time parking enforcement, anywhere that the road leads us. There's a lot of interesting features and interesting things the future holds.
Wonderful, Sam. I think that brings the conversation together nicely. Thank you again for joining us today and sharing these updates. I'm already looking forward to seeing what will have changed by the time we speak again.
Yeah, looking forward to meeting you again, Manoj.
And to everyone watching, we hope you enjoyed this conversation today and found it useful to hear more about the role of ANPR, vehicle recognition, and reliable data in the future of parking and access control. Stay tuned for more conversations with the companies and people shaping the future of parking and mobility. See you next time.